Hi everyone, this is Karuna. Welcome back to my Duduk channel. Today I have already made one video in Russian language about this Duduk, but I feel like it's kind of important also to make it in English. Because many of you are actually asking about this kind of metal keys options, you know? And since I'm here in Armenia and living close to one of the makers, to Artur Grigoryan and his workshop, I received today, just for a review, this beautiful instrument. This instrument, this is the Duduk in the key of A, just the normal sizes, as I have my own Duduk. Just my own one is without keys, and this one is with the upper key to easily play the upper notes, the higher notes, and with the lower key, which just is supposed to close the note of E, you know, on the Duduk in A. Just the lowest note on the back side. This one we're closing with the index finger, and this one with the thumb, like that. This is an amazing instrument, I like it very much. I like the timbre, I like the sound. It has a very longing quality. So one of the important points about these metal keys, what are they for? They are, of course, to extend the range of the notes on a normal Duduk, because some people feel it's like not enough to have just, you know, not so many notes, basically, on the normal traditional Duduk, and some people feel like, okay, maybe I would like to have an upper key, just to be able to simplify my playing of the higher notes here, and even to add some to the range, because this is not only for playing the upper B simply and making a nice vibrato on it, but also to come higher than that. So to be able to come to the C sharp, which we have here on 4 fingers, with the upper key, it becomes possible. I myself still don't know any Armenian traditional compositions where you have to go so much up the scale and to play the C sharp. With a good reed, you can even play a D, you know, on the top, like the one we are closing here on 3 fingers. So with a really good reed, you can not only go to the C sharp, but even to D. So this is the extension we are getting with the upper key, and with the lower key we are able now to play comfortably this note of E, which is normally played with the belly or with the knee or with the hip or whatever you are using for this. It's also quite useful, especially for professional players who play those kind of compositions, and maybe not just exceptionally, but on a regular basis. Yeah, I myself don't play much of those compositions where you have to close this one, but this is a very nice opportunity, you know, if you have this. And what I've realized today, a beautiful thing about this metal key. First of all, you have to understand you can only close it and open. You cannot make like a half tone here, because the key is just solid and it just closes the opening and just opens it up. But what I realized, it is still possible to play the note in the middle, the half tone on this one, or whatever on this one. Like on this one it's already half tone, so we're not talking about this one, but this one, basically you can play the note of F here. And we are doing this by just tenderly closing the key like this, you know, making a shade over the hole here. So not completely closing, not half closing, but just making a shade here, like that. I realized it's also possible, so the note doesn't sound very full and very clear. It kind of has this, you know, like airy feeling. But normally when we play these notes, I know only 2 compositions with this F note here, the half tone, and those notes are so short that you don't really need to sound them, like bring them to a long and clear sound. You just need to touch it once or twice, just very shortly, and then you are fine. So this metal key allows to do this. Another beautiful advantage of the upper key here is that you can play any reed to get to the higher B here. As you might know, probably with some of the reeds it's possible and easy to play the higher B, and with some reeds it's quite impossible, almost impossible, or completely impossible. So there are soft reeds where you can't really reach to the higher B, or if you reach there a little bit touching the higher B, then you can't do the vibrato. But with this thing, even like the completely hopeless, reeds, you can still play the upper B and still play vibrato with this. How is it made? So up until here we have just a normal duduk with all openings here. So we on the duduk in A, this is A, and this is also A with all open holes here. And with the upper key we are getting a half tone higher. So it's not a full tone, not two half tones, like not coming straight from A to B, but we're coming to B flat or A sharp first of all. So with relaxed lips, as you play on the note of A, all holes open, so you get to the A sharp or B flat, and then you squeeze your lips just a little bit, and you are getting to B very simply and very comfortably and nicely. And if you squeeze your lips more, then you get to the C sharp, as if you are playing on a normal duduk, squeezing to the note of B. So the same squeezing movement you are making to get to the C sharp here. And even if you are like very, very much capable, you can go even higher than that. So this is the beautiful part. And I like this, and I also want to have such a key here, because on some of my reeds I'm not able to get to the higher B here, because the reeds are soft, and the only thing they allow to do is just to come to the B flat, but not to the B really. Or if I touch the B, then I cannot make vibrato. Like in over and can, you have to, in one of the phrases, you have to go up there and make a vibrato there. With this thing, it becomes possible. There are also some points I have to mention here, because these things, they are simplifying our duduk life, but if you are already used to play the higher B by squeezing your lips, then most probably you will have some difficulties in the beginning with the upper key here, because your tendency will be to squeeze it in the same way, to squeeze the reed in the same way as you used to do before, and then you will come sharper than the note of B. So you have to be really aware if you are having this kind of duduk in your hands, and okay, now I'm playing this one. So just switch from the normal duduk to the metal key duduk in your mind, so that your lips do not squeeze here too much, so that you stay on B and you don't go sharper. Another thing I also noticed is about sliding, because sometimes we like to slide the notes, like to come from one note to another by sliding like this, opening it softly. But with the metal keys, you can only close and open them, and in best case you only can do the shading here, but you cannot just really make a proper half tone by opening or closing, like we are doing on other normal openings here. So you have to keep it in your mind that the sliding is a bit complicated. So you can still do it by intonating with your lips. So if you are used to these kind of techniques, you are okay with relaxing your lips and then making them tense when you really need. So this intonation capability will help you a lot here if you want to slide the notes. Another point, quite important, I feel I have to mention, is that the best option would be, if you decide to have such an instrument, that you tell to the maker that you want to have keys on the instrument before the instrument is made. So that will simplify the work for the maker. So he will already know, okay, this duduk must be provided with the metal keys. For him, it's simplifying his life a lot. Yet you can do it also on your old instrument. So you can send the instrument to the maker. He still can make it, but it will be a bit complicated for him. A little bit more, not very much, but a little bit more. Yeah, and making instrument with metal keys takes much more time basically than a normal duduk. So it will take not only like 2-3 weeks or whatever time the maker has on his waiting list, but quite much longer. I will show you shortly how it works. Just a normal A, and then we are opening the key with the relaxed lips. So this is a note of B flat, and if we want to go sharper, I still have to practice it because I am still having difficulties. I'm not used to use these metal keys. And the lower metal key works like this. Like this, by shading the note of E, you can come to the note of F. Okay, I think it's enough with the theory. Maybe still I will add those recordings which I made for the Russian tutorial into this video, so you don't need to switch to another videos. That was Karuna. See you again in my next videos. Ciao.